What's up, you guys? Today, we're going on a little adventure to Brittania Mine. And I really wanted to take the motorbike today, but the weather's been raining all morning, and I don't know what the weather's going to be like up in the sea to sky area. And I just don't want, I have no problem riding in the rain. I just don't know how heavy the rain's going to be up on the sea to sky, because sometimes the weather's a little bit different there. So I'm taking my other vehicle that I just bought a few days ago, a brand new 2024 GX 550. So we're taking that up to Brittania Mine. Gonna go check that out. If I have time, I don't know if I have time or not, but I want to go check out the Sea to Sky gondola, which isn't much further away. Just depends on how much time there is left in the day. If not, we might go do a little bit of exploring around the area. There's some cool little roads that I want to check out. So we're going to go do that, follow along, and we'll see you up there. Alright, you guys, made it up to Brittania Mine area. I decided to continue up Copper Drive, which takes you up into like the backcountry of Brittania area. Because I got my GX with me, I thought I'd go do a little bit of exploring before our tour at 2 o'clock. So I came up Copper Drive all the way to the top, and I just came to this Forest Service Road. There's a sign here that says no firearms discharging in this area, which I got no firearms, so it doesn't really matter, but I thought we'd drive up a little further and see where this goes, because I've never been up here before. So I figured we got the 4x4 with me, so let's go do some exploring. Alright, let's go. Probably actually take my GS up this road, possibly. The road doesn't actually look too terrible. No trespassing. Alright, so let's go this way. Well, that was short-lived. Restricted area. No persons are permitted entry unless authorized by mine manager. Alright, let's turn around and head back then. I guess that was kind of a short-lived adventure. I'm just gonna get out for a minute and have a quick look around here. I know I can't really go too much further. I gotta basically drive back down the road. There's no entry up here, but I just want to go check and see if there was a view up here or not. Well, that says no, yeah, can't really go down there, but it kind of looks like there might be a really good view down that road. It's too bad I can't go down there because I don't want to get in trouble for going somewhere I shouldn't, but that actually looks like a cool little viewpoint down there. I've got no cell phone service up here, so I couldn't look up whether or not I could actually drive down there or not, but with the no trespassing signs anyways, I'm not going to take that chance no matter anyways. But it's a cool little spot up here. I definitely want to see if I can go down this other road and go check out that viewpoint, because I think the view would be actually pretty nice. Anyways, I'm going to head back down the hill. Going to go meet up with everybody because I got to be back there in like half an hour anyways, so yeah, we're gonna head back down. Okay guys, we made it back down to Brittania Mine. I'm so glad I didn't ride my motorbike today because it's absolutely pouring. Saw a couple of guys riding back from Squamish down the Sea to Sky Highway on their bikes, and they looked absolutely miserable. They were completely soaked. So I'm glad I drove. Plus there was a lot of water on the road, so definitely made the right choice of driving up here today. So we're gonna go inside and get checked in. Our thing starts at 2 o'clock, so we got about 10 minutes. So go inside and get set up.
They requested a private tour, and I said yes.
Okay. It's been 10, 12 years since I came through here with a kid. Kids are grown and gone now. So.
I haven't been here since I was a kid. This is all new to me.
Yeah.
I was here in elementary school 2 or 3 times. That was a long, long time. This is why Chris and I are laughing about
But my mom says.
years ago.
Yeah. You were
A tiny little child, that would have been.
The Brittania mine was a massive operation with a tunnel system running deep into the mountain. 210 kilometers of tunnels. There were vertical shafts that stretched from 1,300 meters above sea level to 650 meters below sea level. Of course, as the mine grew, it needed miners, lots of them. At its peak of production in 1928, there were 1,100 workers on the payroll. They could process as much as 6,000 tons of rock here each day. This is what was left. No more waste rock, just the valuable minerals called concentrate. In its prime, the Brittania mine produced more copper than any other mine in the British Empire. Copper from this little port made its way around the world.
panning for gold. Yeah. Do we get to keep it?
Usually. Used to.
One little gold flake. Right there. Super tiny, but found it. The train has arrived.
When you're ready, you start walking all the way down there. You're gonna be at the right hand side or be at the left. So you can go all the way down at the right. Just make sure you grab all the brush on the line. So folks, you have your phone lights with you. Take them out and use them. Try to spot in these ore samples. Sometimes golden stains. This is a very good one. So whenever you see gold, that's not gold. That's the copper. That's why they call copper fool's gold. It's my favorite because if we turn it around, whenever you see gold, that's not gold. That's the copper. And for you over here, it's a little trickier. This over here is a little better. So whenever you say gold, that's not gold. That's the copper. And for you, this is my least favorite sample. This over there is way better and more obvious. So we're looking for the golden stains in order to spot the chalcopyrite. Over here, the silver. This is galena. What are we need to make a drill? Would be just a drill steel and a hammer. And this is how you do it. You place the drill steel against the rock and you start. Turn and turn and turn and turn and I didn't go that far. Honestly though, me and the other tour guides working this hole over here for about 2.5 years now. Take a look behind you at holes similar with this one and tell me what you think the purpose of drilling by hand was to open the entire tunnel ourselves, or these holes have another use? Do you all know the phrase, fire in the hole? We need a big explosion to make the job easier. 2 feet is the perfect size to place around 10 dynamites in there. And you need about 24 holes and 24 dynamites to open a tunnel about 10 feet long. But as we showed, this was a very slow process, and the company wanted to make money. So around 1910, they came up with this. This over here is a piston drill. It's a drill, right? What do you think? This made things better or worse? Thumbs up for better, thumbs down for worse. What do you say? Better, worse, worse?
Faster.
I'm a little skeptical as a group because of course it's going pesticides, and yes, from the company side, so building the tunnel was becoming faster, so we have more profit, that's good for the business, so this is a thumbs up. But from the miner side, it became much worse because you see these 3 legs, they were very weak, and the drill up there was way too powerful, and there were no measures to protect the miners. Also, this drill has 2 more disadvantages. One, it was producing a ton of dust, and here in this mountain we have a material with the name silica. Today we use silica to make glass, concrete, bricks, all this kind of stuff. So this means that the miners were breathing a ton of glass into their lungs, and this kind of disease, silicosis, came to the world's fatal disease. Also, this drill had the bad habit to collapse onto the workers operating the machine. Would be 3 to 5 workers who support each leg. The drill eventually, by the vibrations, would collapse on them, and the weight of it is 300 pounds. That's why instead of piston drill, the miners called this machine Widowmaker. Basically, for every problem that the piston had, the jackleg had a solution. Instead of 3 weak legs, now we have one steady leg, and the game changer was the additional extra valve for the water. Here, can you see the hole at the end of the rod? So water was coming out from this hole, taking away all the dust, so we don't have any more the problem with silica and silicosis. By 1950s, the pistons were replaced for good by the jack legs. Would you like to see them?
All right, so I'm turning on the air. I'm operating the machine in 3, 2, 1.
First we have drilling, after we have blasting, and at the very end we have mucking. And this would be your first position if you're new at the job, because after the explosion, all we get is a pile of muck over there, a pile of rocks. And it would be this. Now, this may look like a shovel, but the miners would call this a muck stick. 2 words, muck stick. Now, if you ask me what's the difference between a muck stick and a shovel, I don't know, there's no difference, but the miners are feeling creative because you need creative in this job, and are calling this muck sticks. But now I'm sure to have a question for you. What's the name of this machine?
Is it Mac or Muck?
M-U-C-K. Muck?
Muck.
Any guesses for the name of the machine?
The muck wagon?
Muck wagon is a pretty close place. Well, muck cart, muck wagon, these are pretty close, but I don't want you to be creative, we're creative in here. And notice a pattern. Mucker, muck, stick, pile of muck. That's a machine. It's a muck machine, thank you. But do you know what's the best thing about this muck machine? That still works. It's going to be our second loud noise. We're going to do exactly the same process. Air, I'll tell you when to do so, and then we're going to count down from 3 to 0, and then I'm going to operate the machine. It's not as loud as the drill. It's going to be a little loud. You can cover your ears. Some people, they don't even cover their ears for this.
Ready? So I'm turning on the air. I'm operating the machine in 3,
what the miners had back then to actually look at inside the mountain. So we are about to go dark. We'll stay in little darkness for about 5 seconds, and then the first source of light will appear. Always we're gonna have a source of light from the exit of the tunnel, but if at any point some of you feels uncomfortable, just say lights on and the lights will be immediately on again. All feeling good about it? Perfect. So I want from all of you to find still ground between your legs because things will go dark. And in order to have a smooth transition in the darkness, I would like to invite you to close your eyes and imagine that you're back on that train, but this time as a miner, and you're about to start your shift. But you fell asleep, then you wake up, you're inside the mountain, and the first thing you see is this. So, you wake up and you need to work. So all you would get would be a company-issued candle. But what do you think? Is it a good idea to have an open flame here? Yes. And dynamite in my pocket. Not so smart. That's why around 1915 the Canadian government thought so, and they came up with the carbide lamps. Now the carbide lamps are basically simple lamps, pretty popular back in the day, and all they have to do is to place calcium carbide in the bottom. Calcium carbide is a chemical compound, something like gray rocks, and then regular water at the top, and this mix will produce acetylene gas and produce a flame. And now I'll be able to see, well, not much brighter. In 3, 2, 1. We're gonna get our flame. As you can see, compared to the candle, the flame is far more steady. And actually, compared to kerosene and whale oil lamps, the carbide could stay on around fans and compressed air, what I'm using here. And as you can see, I can see my Mac machine, my dirty Mac stick. Actually, the miners love this invention so much that they're placing the carbide lamps at the top of their hard hats. Very soon they realized that open flames in heads are not the perfect thing to make the mining safe and effective. But then, after 1930s, electricity came and the miners started to use basic electric headlight lamps. Over here, I do have an earlier headlight lamp for you to see. You may have seen this one in movies or documentaries about mining. So here you can see battery, wire, and the lamp. All I have to do to use this is to place the battery in my belt, the wire all the way at my back, and the lamp on top of my hard hat. But as you can see, the system is pretty uncomfortable. This weighs about 4 kilos, 8.5 pounds. It's pretty heavy. And actually, the miners had the same opinion with me. That's why they kept using the carbide lamps for a little while longer, despite the fact that amazing.
Daylight!
You must be there for 8 hours, not 30 minutes. I love the tours where everybody goes in from South Korea. That's my rate of success. And keep the museum open too. Alright, the last thing I would like to show you is the shift whistle. As you can see, this is an air-powered whistle. It's connected to the main system of the mountain. They would pull the whistle at the end of every shift, and they had 3 shifts per day. They wouldn't do it at the end of the midnight shift. You're gonna realize now why. Make sure to cover your ears. It's gonna be a big
Ready? In 3, 2, 1.
Horn blows. Was everything run by air?
Yes, so here in Brittania, everything was done by compressed air since 1910. We didn't want to bring any gas or diesel-powered machinery with all the gases inside the mountain.
Nothing was hydraulic then. Like they wouldn't have had like
The jacklet has a hydraulic leg,
Oh,
but
okay.
the main power was compressed air.
Oh, okay.
I know in other mines they were using steam, and nowadays
Steam
mining
gets dangerous.
it's the same. Yeah, it's the same for like gas and diesel. Nowadays in mining they use everything.
Yeah,
They use
okay.
gas and diesel.
Workers had to work really quick and set a new mill all over again, because without this building, the mine would not exist. When they did it in 18 months period, in the middle of the winter, a new mill was all set to start producing copper once again, and 2 years ago had 100 years old anniversary. Also, something last. If you're willing to wander around for a few minutes, can I ask you, does this building remind you of anything? Have you ever seen it before? Have we all watched the 100 on Netflix? The Scooby-Doo, Supernatural, or the X-Files? Also Flash, Snake Eyes, The Magicians, Goosebumps last year on Disney+. All of these movies and TV shows were filmed inside the mill, and the 100 had scenes from the tunnels up in the mine. So feel free to wander around for a few minutes. I always point out the stalactites at the last platform. These are formations of calcium. Because they built the building right in the line of the mountain, all the elements getting formed up in the tunnel, they can get formed inside here as well. So feel free to walk around. When you're ready, join me at the theater, and we're going to start the show. Everything about the process is going to be explained with a book.
It's amazing how big this place actually is. Because it like steps up on the mountain, right? I think it'd be cool to actually like go up there and see it. Pretty cool. They carved the rock and a little memorial to the miners. That was super fun, you guys. I really enjoyed the mine tour. It's pretty cool to see how everything worked and what they were doing back then. It's crazy to me that, you know, you'd work in those conditions where it's, you know, 120 decibels or more inside that mine with all those drills going without any hearing protection or anything. It's amazing anybody could hear at all after a day of working in there. This is why I didn't want to bring my motorbike. With this heavy rain and the fog that's coming in, like, visibility is okay, but definitely didn't want to ride in this weather all the way up to Brittania Beach. Alright, you guys, made it back home. Thanks for following along. Click like, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.